Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be on right now. It's been a couple of weeks of excitement, getting prepared, and I've done a lot of things in my life, but this has got to be close to the top.
Thank you, and Reader's Magnet, and thank you, John, for putting this forth and taking the chance on us authors in presenting this out to the world.
I've enjoyed this immensely, Joanne.
Ellie, so have I. Thank you for who you are, and thank you, Reader's Magnet. You all are beautiful, and you've worked so very hard, and we are blessed.
We are.
I thank everybody that's involved with this process, because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers. We thank Reader's Magnet and everybody that's involved. I love Reader's Magnet. They say, we share your stories with the world.
Hey everybody, I'm glad to be on here again with you all. Well, let me tell you a little bit. When I first started out, I didn't know where I wanted to have the story go. But it's been an exciting journey for me as I got started with this. If you haven't watched the last two videos, I believe, I can catch you up real quick. Well, first off, my name is STACIE, and this is my book, Blood in the Sand. I started about 9 years ago, when you could say when my kids were small. I do have two adult kids, and it's been difficult, for the last 9 years. But I'll be talking to you about how I got started and why I wrote the book. Well, it started in the summer of 2012, and it's like in the desert. So it's based out there when my main character goes and searches for her for the man who killed her sister. Here's the premise. On the night that Misty and her friends had gone out, they wanted to have fun and leave their troubles at home. So they go to Joshua National Park to loosen up and hang out with one another. But there was someone waiting in the shadows for them. they got murdered and one ran away from the scene. Now she wants her revenge against the guy who killed her friend and sister. Um, the reason I picked out there is because, for one, I've been there. It's a big, huge, national park, and I've uh, I've gone out to the desert many times. I wrote, I just wrote I sent in my second book. It's based out in Amboy, out there where Amboy's crater is located. And I just hope you can get the book and just read it. And my website is lightbeacon43.com and sbartolotto .com, which you can see in the at the bottom of the screen. So I just hope you can follow what I wrote there on WordPress, and my website is on the screen. And I just hope you can, see what I got on that. Someone asked me about actors and actresses. I never thought about that until the person wrote in and mentioned that. Well, I didn't think about that. The person who told me, I didn't really give much thought to it, who I would want. Maybe there's a few people in there, like maybe on the list, but if you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I can answer them. And let's see. Well, my book is how I got to that point in my life. I was sitting in my living room floor one night, wondering what I wanted to do. Oh, what's the best scene of this? I find your book cover intriguing. Well, the best scene I gotta say I like would be at the Cottonwoods Visitor Center when I thank you, Myra, for texting that in. Well, yeah, for one thing, the cover of the book, the picture was taken in Dutch National Park. Second, the best scene of the book, I would say, like on the road, Cottonwood Visitor Center, Ryan's Ranch, Keys View. But my absolute best one would be Cottonwood Visitor Center. And Help and Stranded. I would say those would be the best scenes. Only because I know what's there. And it's very interesting that you brought that up. I took a little bit not my life, but took a little bit what I went through into the book, but not as much as I did, only because I wanted it to have my main character, Misty. It's Misty Rayborn. And what what happened is she gets she goes to these places into the national park, and that's how the adventure began. So you know, it's it's been really interesting to write the book. And here's I forgot to mention here's here's my there's the back of the book, and that's the right here is the premise of the book, and that's my a little bit what what I went through in my some of my life. You know, it's I have two adult kids. I live right here in Southern California, you know, with my family, and I've been to the desert. I would say the desert scene is more or less the I would say more intriguing, only because I've been up there. I know what it's like to feel the eeriness. Um, it's interesting how how I can't explain it, but you know, I like it up there. I like it up there. If there's any questions anymore, you can ask. So, um, oh, hi, Stephen Woods. Do you have any questions? Um, but going back to the story, it's pretty intriguing. I got my second book written already. It's I can't tell you. I'll give you the highlights. It's based out in the desert by Amboy and Newberry Springs. There's a there's a story behind that one for Newberry Springs. Oh, but there's a backstory to that. But since it's I have to get it published to really explain. Um, it's the second book would be out next year, and hopefully I can get my third book done. The fourth, I'm thinking about doing a fourth and a fifth book, do 5 books in total. So, what do you feel was the biggest sacrifice you ever made when writing this book? That's a good question. Thank you, Chargor. I would say my sleep, because there were many nights that I would sit down and I would I would write it, try and write it. It took me 9 years to to finish it, um, I was in my sleep, and then my kids will go to school. So the times that were available for me, or I should say, were good for me, were like in the morning and in the afternoons or late at night. So that was the sacrifice I did. So, and it's taken me um a long time to get to this point in this journey. I call it, if you really want to see what I wrote, it's called Journey to My Writing. It's on WordPress, but the or you could get on my official website, and it will take you to the, just have to look for the link. I gotta organize my the list on that website, so I may have to do that tonight. Um, but getting back to the book, how the book cover came about, but I'll talk a little bit about that real very quickly. Um, Me and my fiance went to Judge National Park, and we were taking a lot of photos, and and here's one of the photos he took. He added the the blood into it. He added that, and to make it interesting for me. He took it, and it came out perfect. Especially the way the book is. So it's so that's how the book came about. He let me use the photo. It was photographed by him, and it has a judge tree like up close, and then the Malachi Hill is in the background. So that's what's pretty interesting. So I chose that, to ask him, and he chose, let me have it. He did that for me. So if there's any more questions, please let me know, and I could try and answer them. Uh, so, but that's how I got the cover, the book cover. Okay. What was your favorite part and your least favorite part of the publishing journey? I would say the least favorite would be waiting. I would be waiting, like, I would say probably for at least 7 to 9 months. But my most favorite part of just seeing my book out there, in the world. I know it's internationally, it's out there. My second book is going to be out next year, and my my third book will be out pretty soon. But like I said, I'm in the midst of writing it, and but that it's been an. I'll say this: it's been an interesting journey. It's one of the favorites. I would say one of my favorites is like talking to my senior consultant and telling him, okay, this is how I want this and this done. And then being on here, it's been exciting. Just letting you letting you know what my book is about. If you hear train tick, I live right by the railroad track. So please forgive me on that. Uh, but it's a interesting journey. I really enjoyed being a writer, uh, an author. Sorry about the road, the train coming through. Like I said, I live by the train track, so please forgive me on that. But it's been I would say it's been quite a journey. It's been interesting. It's fun. The people at Readers Magnet, they're very, very nice. They're kind. I even did a what do you call it? A review on them. A very nice one because I think they're pretty good people. You know, they're the ones who got the book out there for me and did the marketing, not the marketing, but we worked together. So being on here, it's been exciting, you know, for me to do. But if you could get the book and you can follow Missy on her journey. Let's see what resonated with you most on your personal level. Okay, that's I would say I would say being stranded. Um, that that's more on the personal side because we were stranded at the national park at one point. That was, I would say, back in I would say back in 2000 and 2000, I think it was, and we got stuck out there. And there was another time we got stuck out, but I can't go into that one just yet. That's gonna wait until my second book is out. But being stranded out in inside the national park was pretty interesting. I'll tell you why. It's because my on the personal level, the truck got stuck, would not start. It when the ignition would not go, and me and my fiance were out there by ourselves. But luckily, the ranger helped us out and got us, you know, halfway home. So we got home pretty safe. Um, but That's, I would say that's more on the personal level. Um, it's a question from a fair goer. Do you hide any secrets in your book that only a few people will find? Um, a few secrets, hiding secrets. That's a good question. I never thought about that, but I do have clues, for my character to find. Um, it's I would say that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna keep that in mind for the third book, third or fourth book. Um, that is a good question. I didn't think about that. So I do have maybe a few secrets into the book, but I don't think I did with this one. I think I did with the second one, with my second book. But I'm not totally sure. I have to check on that. But I'm definitely gonna have to keep that in mind when I finish up doing the book. Uh I might do 5 books, five, and see where it goes from there. If there's any more questions, please let me know. Oh, let's see, have you read anything that made you think differently about fiction? I like fiction. I've read nonfiction before too. I even have nonfiction books on my book shelf right now, and and I don't I don't feel there's I don't know. I can't say if there's anything different. There's difference between fiction and non-fiction, but I I do know this is I do have books of fiction and nonfiction. What nonfiction is like, you someone uh writes their life story, and like good example is Stephen King. He wrote his on writing book. That's a nonfiction book. I like his fiction book, which I have. Um, I've uh, I've read quite a few books along the years when I was younger, and I've read Nancy Drew. I've read Stephen King books. I've read Michael Connelly's book. Um, who else? I want to say James Scott Bell. He's one of the authors who wrote these books for writing. Just give you a few. Um, but yeah, I like to read books. I like to. I even have an audio like on my phone, and I like audiobooks as well. So yeah, I do hear it. I'm even thinking about doing an audiobook for my all my books. Do you try more to be original or to deliver readers what they want? No, I try to stay original as I can. If you get on my website, lightbeacon43.com, that's it's WordPress, and I try to be original as I can. I don't give what the readers want. I'm more on the friendly side. I'm nice, kind, um, kind of person. And I could talk to a person and just be nice to them and just be original as I can, because I know what what I want my readers to hear. I gotta no, I just have to be original as I can. That's how it's to it. I gotta understand them as well as I want them to understand me. I'm pretty shy as far as talking to people. This going out of my comfort zone, you could say. Um, Before I do any book signing, that's another thing I would like to do, especially getting my book out. You know, it's I would say it's more on the personal level of writing this book, only because I know what I went through when a few things in the book that I went through, and it's you can say I had one person told me it's very sentimental to you. Well, you can say it is just a little, um, but it's pretty interesting how how I began this journey. Oh no, I never been to a military before. I never dealt with a military before, so I can't say what it would be like. And I honestly, I gotta say, it's my first time doing the self publishing project with anyone, with any publisher. That's the first time I'm doing this. That's my first and foremost book, and I'm happy about it. If I have to redo it, I'm going to um revise it, I should say, and just do the same. Do the same with some of the books that I've dealt with. So if there's any more questions, I don't know if it's time for me to uh to go. So, but I'll say this: it's been a very interesting time. Okay, how important was the time period or the setting to the story? I didn't think about the time period, but the setting, I would say it's important to me because it's the place I've been to. The time period, I would say it's modern. Oh, okay. Um, the- um, I as far as the setting, well, you could say the setting is in the desert. It's been it's been interesting. I had to be out there in the desert to get the eeriness of the feel of the eeriness. That's what I'm trying to say. It's that intriguing. It's my I would say if you ever experience like you go to a movie, you see a scary movie, and you get that eeriness feeling. That's how I felt when I went to the desert. It's um, it had to grab me to the point where okay, I have to go home, come home, because it it's I like to have that feeling only because I can write my story. I could get my story done. I could write it down if I need to. Um, uh, that's pretty much what I go through every time I go to the desert or even to the national park out there near Palm Springs. Did you most relate to and why? I would say let me hurry up, get that. Um, I would say I relate to the first character. I would say my main character, Misty Rayborn, only because I would say in the personal level, I've lost a few people in my life. That's one. Second is it's I put that character into the book to have her be brave, um, have her be strong. Oh, excuse me. Um, but that's pretty much what I did. That um my that's what I had to do. I had to put myself into the character. It's hard to really describe. It's it's my yeah, my main character is it's like that. My yeah, Missy just goes through various of things in the book. I'll give you one hint. The guy who follows her um, everywhere she goes into the book. But that's all I'm gonna say about it. Um, but like I said, you have to get the book to find it, really find out, and then you have to wait until the second book comes out when um, when that comes out. But it's not coming out until next year. So if there's any more questions, please let me know. Um, but I like the setting. I like where it's going. Uh, it. I think I think you would like it. You know, like Christmas coming. Maybe you get a book for a relative. Okay, do you hear from your readers much? What do they say? Ah, that's a good question. I don't hear from them. From the readers too much. I only got like likes on my work web page for WordPress. Ooh, excuse me. And I got one person following me on WordPress right now. The I haven't gotten myself um into it right, have any readers into it right now because I'm barely starting this. I gotta wait until maybe sometime next year to see where all that's gonna go. I would like to have more readers, grab a book and just, ooh, yeah, it's interesting. I got a few people where I live already asking me when my second book is gonna be out. Okay. I could probably handle it, literary criticism fairly well. Um, I do get criticized quite a bit. That's on the personal level, but as far as criticism from other people, I haven't gotten that much as of yet. And I'm curious how people would like, the book. I'm curious what they're gonna think. What I could have added, what I could have taken away. Um, why one character isn't in the book. You know, things like that. That's gonna be interesting to see as time goes. That's gonna be a time where, okay, I have to prepare myself to listen to these people, listen to the readers, and figure out uh what they're saying, and then take it in, come home, write them down, and take it as, okay, I gotta understand what they're saying. Obviously, they're gonna be reading my book. They're gonna, you know, once you get the book, you give me what you could tell me what you think and how long on average does it take you to write a book? I would say I'll give you two. I'll give you two answers on that one. My first book, it took me 9 years. The reason it took me 9 years because I was going through various things in my personal life. That's I'm not gonna go into my life, so I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. That's gonna be off limits right now. But um, but my second book that took me 2.5 months to get it done because I started it in August of this year and I finished it, I believe, just before November, before the storytellers uh started. So that's how long it took me to do two of the books. Right now I'm on my third book right now. But I don't know how long it's gonna take me. How do you select the names of your main characters? Well, I do have a software that I use on my Mac. I have a Mac book, and it's a software that it it'll give me the names. So I just pick it, but I pick it to the point where uh I can pick it and then see if it will shift it um shift it fits into the story. So it all depends, what names I want. So if there's any questions, just bring them on. bring it bring them to me and I can try and answer as much as I can. So what's the most difficult thing about writing characters from the opposite from the opposite side? Um, I think it's a little. I think it's a little hard. Um, I did a female character, main character. Oh, I did my main character as a female. There's another. There's a man, a male. Uh, it's another main character. There's at least several main characters into the story, and it's so I would say yes and no, and because it it's been uh it's been interesting, trying to create characters, the main characters and minor characters into the story, and I I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed naming them, having them as my characters, and it it's been interesting. Um, I you know the main characters in the story, I would say you would feel good about. Is there's a female, Misty Rayborn is a female. She's the main character of the story, and I guess I can put myself in her shoes when I wrote it. So it's been a it's been interesting for me to write it. I do like um I do like to write. It's I like to write on my blog. I do have a blog, and it's been good, for me to learn how to write a book, how to get my get have my characters come to life. So if you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be? Oh, thank you, Fergar. Um, I would say bravery, because I'm pretty brave. Um, and I'm kind and sweet. I would say that's the, and I do have a good heart. So that's my the character trait. So I put that into the story, and I have to be in a room where if it's noisy, then I can I can work with it. But if I'm in a room is very quiet, I could think and I could write. I could write my book, and I don't have to deal with that. But as far as the I can relate to, that's I would say kind, uh, good heart, and I have courage would be the absolute traits I got, and determination. So that's that's what I would say I describe myself mostly, because I could be determined to get my book done, get have my characters um have my characters be all different, but they but not have the same feelings as they did in the first book. See, does one of your main characters hold a special place in your heart? And so why? Oh, that's a good question. Thanks for bringing that up. I would say, my main character um I can I can I see myself in her shoes, because I've I've gone through a lot, of writing this book. The the main character, I can I can really put myself in. I can put I can place myself in her shoes, or I can place her in. No, well, I don't know. You could say I could put myself in her shoes because I gotta keep my I gotta keep it on the level of okay. What is the future for the characters where there be a sequel? Yeah, there's a sequel. Definitely, there's a yeah. I already figured all this out for the characters. At least some of the main characters that I'll be using for my book. It's so yeah. There's gonna be a sequel. There's good. Hopefully, by the time I get done, there's gonna be 5 books. So keep an eye out for it. But the second book won't be out until next year. So I will wait and get the first book so you can understand my main character is going. If you haven't seen the back, oops, there's the back of it. So I just want to show that to you once more before I had to go. So, excuse me. But if you can invite one person to dinner, who would it be? And what would you cook? um, oh gosh, I wouldn't even know. I would cook definitely enchiladas. I know how to cook that. If I had to invite anyone to dinner, I would pick one person. I would say probably one of my favorite authors, or or one of my fans, who would like to have dinner with me. I don't know. I know it sounds crazy, but you know, a minute to wrap up. Okay, just to I got about at least 2 minutes. I'll say this, and well, I hope you enjoyed being with me. Where do you get? Oh, you can get the book Blood in the Sand at www.bartolotto.com, and you can get you go. Oh, that's my daughter. Oh, and my next scheduled um my next scheduled live session will be tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific. Well, I'll give you a premise because it's a long one, and I'll do it real quick. Um, well, as far as the quote from the book, I don't really have one. I have to look on the website for it. So, but you can get on the website, and you can start looking for my book. And one more thing I want to add to that very quickly is you can get on my WordPress, get on the webpage. It's lightbeacon dot no, hold on, lightbeacon43.com, and it's called Journey by Writing, and that's the web the web page. So don't forget to get on there and see all the blogging that I've been doing. I do appreciate you joining me tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow. Uh, thank you for thank you so much for the questions. Hope to see you. Thank you. So I just hope I have a quote. Well, maybe I'll have a quote when tomorrow comes. Okay? And so I'll see you guys tomorrow. I thank you.